Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carolynn Cooper, and I am the current president of ARCS Foundation Atlanta. And I want to welcome all of you to our Scholar Awards celebration. It is an honor to have so many members, donors, and university partners here this afternoon. This year we are supporting 49 scholars who are among the best and brightest young scientists in Georgia. They truly embody our theme of igniting innovation. We are privileged to partner with Emory University, University of Georgia, Morehouse College, and our wonderful host today, Georgia Tech. Every year when we honor these young scholars, we are amazed by the work that they are doing to help all of us have a brighter and healthier future. These scientists are working every day to eradicate disease, expand healthcare access, ensure the availability of clean drinking water, and so much more. When I tell people about ARCS Foundation, I always tell people that meeting these students and learning about the work they're doing gives me hope for the future. And when news of the day gets depressing, which is kind of often these days, I remember the conversations I've had with these young scientists, and I remain optimistic about the future. And I hope as you meet our scholars this year, you will share that optimism and join us in supporting STEM research here in Georgia. One reason we chose our theme of igniting innovation in Georgia was that we can all participate. While many of us do not do groundbreaking research, and I include myself in that group, we can support the work of these scientists. Many of our most generous corporate and personal donors are with us today. Contributions from our membership and the Atlanta community for over 30 years has allowed ARCS Foundation to support students that are now doing primary research, teaching future scientists, and working for some of the biggest tech companies in the world. Before I introduce 4 of our scholars, let me thank Georgia Tech again for hosting us. Your generosity and support have been invaluable. We especially want to thank Colleen Mitchell, the Director of Events and Engagement here, and Christina Wessels, the Event Coordinator here at the IBB. I also want to thank 2 of our members, Betsy Kazazian and Ann Taylor, for working on this event since last November. While all of our yes, give them a round of applause. While all of our over 120 members are generous and hardworking women, Betsy and Ann have given an extraordinary amount of time and energy to make this event happen, and they both want you to have a wonderful time this evening and eat some food. So, each of our partner schools have asked that one scholar speak about what this award means to them at this stage of their career. So it is a pleasure to introduce Carolynn Mattingly of Emory University. Carolynn is a third-year ARCS scholar and a PhD candidate in immunology and molecular pathogenesis.
Hi, I'm Carolynn Mattingly. As Carolynn just said, I'm a 5th-year graduate student at Emory University in the Immunology and Molecular Pathogenesis program. And there, my research focuses on understanding the immune response to respiratory viruses. It's an honor to be an ARCS scholar and be with you all here tonight. And one of the best things I've discovered by being an ARCS scholar is that there's this very dedicated community of individuals who support and believe in young scientists. It's reassuring and motivating to know and feel that people in Atlanta, the community around us, that they care about science. It's not something you see all the time, or that you feel on an everyday basis, essentially. And so in the daily grind of experiments, it's easy to get lost in all the setbacks. But ARCS Atlanta is a very powerful reminder of our capabilities and the value of the work that we do as young scientists. It's not just the support that basically eases the financial burdens of graduate school, but it's also, ARCS Atlanta also validates my decision to continue to pursue a career in research. And so thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for all your encouragement and supporting us on our educational journeys. Thanks.
Next up, we have Christopher Roper of Georgia Tech, who's also a third-year ARCS student, and he happens to be getting a PhD in aerospace engineering. And for those of you who are familiar with ARCS, you'll know that that's actually what motivated this group to get started in 1958, was a response to Sputnik and the space race. And so really kind of feel that Christopher has ARCS DNA in him. So Christopher, you're up next.
Thank you, everybody. I am pleased to be here. I want to thank every individual in this room, and even those who are not in this room with us today. 3.5 years ago, I was just blessed by this opportunity to be funded on my collegiate journey. And so my research is, if you get a chance, I'd love to speak in person, but it's literally discussing using beams to save the world. And so kind of a cool sci-fi type of opportunity that I had, and this couldn't have been done without the ARCS opportunity. And so I recently just came back from actually launching our experiment in space in Fairbanks, Alaska. So forgive my voice a little bit. I've been working at nighttime, 4 hours difference, so I should be in sleep right now, if you ask me, right? So thank you so much. And so this opportunity has not only funded fiscally and, of course, overcome any sort of financial obstacle, but I want to really highlight the concept of belief. And so when I was awarded this opportunity, it really did ignite a belief of continuing to go further and further. I know a lot of us grad students, we go through roller coasters, as I've been able to shake some hands with you guys. And so it's just been an amazing, incredible, gracious opportunity. So thank you so much, and we'll keep passing the baton forward.
Next up, we have Justin Bromell of Morehouse. Justin is a biology major and a second-year ARCS scholar. He is also this year's Glenn Leadership Award winner, which recognizes his leadership not only in the classroom, but on campus in general.
Good evening. My name is Justin Bromell, and I am a senior biology major at Morehouse College, and my work specifically focuses on obesity and prostate cancer, and specifically how obesity promotes resistance to chemotherapeutics and prostate cancer. And I am so thankful to the ARCS Foundation for not only fiscally supporting me, but as this is my second time here, I'm reminded again and again how much these people believe in me. And by speaking to everyone who's come up to my poster and just talks just out on the floor, I'm reminded how much that I need to continue my research. And I'm just so inspired by everyone, and I'm grateful for this opportunity, and a special thanks to the Glenn Family Foundation for funding me. Thank you.
And last, but definitely not least, is Matthew Treaster of the University of Georgia, and Matthew is a second-year ARCS scholar and a PhD candidate in genetics.
Hello, everyone. I want to echo every other scholar's appreciation for this award. We really can't overstate how significant, how meaningful this award is to all of us. And I really want to highlight the tangible and immediate impact that this scholarship actually has on our lives, which I think is something that's super unique about ARCS. There's a lot of people in this room that can tell you how financially trying being a graduate student can be at times. This was especially true for my wife and I this past year, as she was completing her master's degree in nursing, because we thought it would be a good idea to start graduate school together. Going into the year, we knew she was going to have to quit her job in order to do her clinical work, and we weren't super sure what we were going to do. We said, we'll figure it out, and ARCS couldn't have come at a better time. It's had such a tremendous and immediate impact on the lives of not one but two graduate students. And it's really made a huge difference, and I can't say thank you enough. This is such an amazing group and such an amazing opportunity.
And now it is my great honor to welcome Dr. Cabrera, and he is the president of the Georgia Institute of Technology. He is also their 12th president, and I learned he is the first Spanish-born president of a major American university. We are also delighted that his wife, Dr. Beth Cabrera, is here, and she is a member of ARCS Foundation Atlanta. So we're delighted to have both of them.
Thank you. Thank you, Carolyn, and thanks to all the ARCS women. I am so blown away by what you do every year, and I know you could have chosen many different good causes that need help, but you have chosen to advance science and technology research, and it's an incredibly visionary thing to do. Tell you, I think if you want to have an impact in the world, if you want to change things for the better, maybe you are inspired by a family member who's suffering of a terrible disease. Maybe you have a kid with autism. Maybe you're inspired by the opportunity of technology to transform medicine. Maybe you're worried about the environment. You're worried about the state of our oceans and about the loss of biodiversity. Whatever it is that you're worried about, there are many things. There are two things you can do. Number one is you can come to Georgia Tech or to Emory or to University of Georgia or to Morehouse and study and become a researcher. You can do that. Some are shaking their head. But the second best thing you can do, if you're not in a position to do that, is to help someone else who's willing to do that. Someone else who's willing to dedicate their life to advancing science and technology and to come up with solutions that can literally change the world. And that's why I'm blown away by the ARCS women, because you have seen that before anybody else. You know that if you want to change the world, some of the best things you can do is to empower those with a capacity to do research. And I'll tell you why your scholarships to all these young researchers matter. Number one is because doing science, you don't do science for the money, trust me. It's not, I mean, you don't make a vow of poverty, but you are giving up on much better economic opportunities in the business world. If you don't come from a wealthy family, even if you're motivated to do science, there are many opportunities to one day to wake up, don't get any ideas, guys, but to one day wake up and say, you know, I think I'm going to take that job offer from Google and have a more comfortable life. It takes a lot of vocation to work on this, but sometimes it is a few $1,000s that can derail a career of someone who may be able to come up with the next cure for Alzheimer's. Someone who may produce the next RNA vaccine for the next pandemic that we suffer. And sometimes the difference is just a few $1,000s. And that's what the ARCS women do. It's like, stay doing your science, here's a few $1,000s to keep you doing what you're doing. The second great reason why what you do matters a huge deal, and Justin from Morehouse, you articulated it beautifully. When you're in the lab and you're going through tough times, experiments that don't work, the data that come wrong, you have many, many days of frustration. When you get that scholarship, you feel like there's someone telling you, we care about you. We care about what you're doing. What you're doing is important. Stick to it. Not only you're funding them, you're showing up at Georgia Tech on an evening to come and listen to the research, and what you're doing today is you are telling these researchers, we care about you, we care about your science, keep doing what you're doing, we need you to do wildly successful. So you put all that together, and that's why I am, as I said, blown away by the vision of the ARCS women. I mean, you could not be doing anything more impactful. I was once upon a time a researcher myself. I was a grad student right here. In fact, Beth and I met as grad students. And some of you may get a PhD and a spouse from Georgia Tech or from the other universities. We have a reputation of doing this a little harder at Morehouse, I understand. If you don't have the family backing, if you don't have, I mean, that scholarship is what really makes a difference. So for all of those reasons, I'm just going to say thank you. Thanks to the donors, to the ARCS women, to the corporate donors, and thanks to the researchers. We care about you. We care about your research. We want you to keep going at it. Okay, so thank you all very much, and let's keep celebrating the power of science to change the world. Thank you.
That concludes our very brief program, so please have some food and get to know these scholars and their amazing work. You will just, as Dr. Cabrera said, be blown away. The more you meet them and talk to them, the more impressed you will be. And hopefully you will leave with that sense of optimism that I always have at this event. Thank you again for coming, and enjoy yourselves.